I'm renovating my friend's entire house for her on a budget. I freaked out thinking I bought the wrong color grout because it looks blue, but thankfully after it dried, it turned black. And I am obsessed with how this black subway tile that I laid out a herringbone pattern is looking. Now it's time to do the sidewalls, and for those I'm going to be using 12 by 24 white tile. I started with the bench first, and for all of those edges, I'm using the Schluter trim. I went ahead and made all of my cuts first just so this process would go a little bit faster. But then I ran out of time, so this is me coming back the next day, taking off all of those spacers and finishing up the wall. And if you guys remember, this was the area at the end of the bathtub that I had no clue what to do with. I called my good friend Misha from Winnie Designs, and he said, just make a bench. So I made the bench, and then I also used the Guru waterproofing foam boards to waterproof the entire tub surround. Now, normally when I install a 12 by 24 tile, I do it at like a 33 or a 50% offset. But I finally got my hands on a good batch of tile with very little variation, so I decided just to stack them. So now this is the next day, me coming back. I'm taking out all of those spacers so I can grout. I started off by cleaning it and making sure that none of the thin set was seeping through the grout lines. And just like when I did that black tile, I am using Laticreek's ready-to-use grout. I'm using my grout float and just making sure to push it all in the lines. Now in all of the seams, like where the white meets the black tile or like where the wall meets the bench, I'm going to be using 100% silicone. So I'll wait until all of the grout dries and then come back and do that part tomorrow. I waited about 10 minutes and I'm just going back with a damp sponge and just wiping off any of the excess. And about an hour later, I'll come back and wipe off it again just to make sure there's no haze left behind. But I am absolutely loving the contrast with the white tile on the sides and then the black herringbone. Time to do the next wall.